Notice to the public, if you wish to address the council, please complete the public wishing to address the council form located on either end of the council and give it to either the chairman or the council clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. All comments must be addressed to the council as a whole. Addressing individual council members or staff is not allowed. Speakers should be courteous of their choice of words and actions, and comments shall be limited to the issues and cannot involve individuals or staff-related matters. All cell phones and electronic devices used for communication should be silenced for the duration of the meeting. I'd like to call this meeting of the Terrebonne Parish Council to order, and we'll have the invocation and the pledge by Mr. Dirk Guidry.
Please rise. Heavenly Father, we ask you bless all gathered here this evening and guide thoughts, words, and actions in the best interest of the entire Terrebonne Parish community. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Guidry. Can we please get a roll call?
Ma'am. Mr. Pleasure. Mr. Harding. Mr. Michelle. Mr. Amity. Ms. Domain.
Here.
Mr. Darren Guidry. Mr. Babin. Mr. Dirk Guidry.
Here.
Mr. Kirkley. Madam Chair, you have a quorum present.
Thank you so much. And I do have a bit of housekeeping before we start the meeting. This is from Mr. Steve Trosclair, Councilman District 9. Please accept my apologies for not being in attendance at tonight's council meeting due to a personal matter. I have reviewed the agenda and have made known my concerns. I apologize for any inconvenience my absence may cause. Thank you. Approve the minutes of the regular council session held on April 26, 2023. Moved by Mr. Dirk Guidry, second by Mr. John Amity. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas. Motion passes. Distribute the minutes of the regular council session held on May 10th, 2023. Approve accounts payable list for 5/15/2023 and May 22nd, 2023. Moved by Mr. Daniel Babin, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas. Motion passes. Approve manual checklist, April 2023. Moved by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. Eight yeas. Motion passes. Item 1, general business. A commendation commending the Vanderbilt Catholic High School Indoor Percussion Band for achieving a bronze medal at national competition and for multiple first place finishes while competing locally, nationally, and internationally. Mr. Gerald Michel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's such an honor to present these commendations to these young people who've worked hundreds of hours. But before that, I want to recognize Miss Megan LeBlanc. If you would stand up. Miss Megan just finished her first year as Vanderbilt's band director, which is a huge job, and she's done a spectacular job. So congratulations to you for that. And if you and Jacob would come up here. And what we typically forget sometimes, and we're going to do it this time, is I would like to also present Mr. Jacob Jennings with his commendation for leading these young people toward their bronze medal. So, thank you, sir. Okay, and look, I'm gonna give you all these. I don't know who's here, who's not here, and ladies and gentlemen, as y'all come up here and collect your certificate, come across here and we're going to get a picture with y'all in front of the council members. And first, I'd like to go ahead and read the commendation. The Terrebonne Parish President and the Parish Council do hereby recognize and commend the Vanderbilt Catholic High School indoor percussion members, and each one is going to get a certificate with their name on it, for competing in the 2023 Winter Guard International Competitions in Dayton, Ohio, and earning the bronze medal representing third place in the national competition, in addition to earning first place in the state championship, as well as first place in regionals, which includes the states of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. Your efforts, persistence, and successes are an inspiration to Terrebonne Parish and an example of what can be achieved through courage, dedication, and hard work. They're signed by the parish president, Gordon Dove, by council chairwoman Jessica Domingue, and they're given on behalf of the entire Terrebonne Parish Council. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Now, and I'm going to call these names out. Some of them are seniors and may be about their business now. Okay, Mr. Ross Aboud, Miss Gabrielle Arsenault, Ashley Blue, Ali Boudreau, Denise Bergoli, William Sapola, Sarah Grace Cuvion, Austin Cunningham, Gabriella Davis, Emma Dupre, Kylie Dupre, Lucy Gottschalk, Emily Granger, Lily Groh, Riley Leday, Jacob Leonard, Claire Leverage, Caleb Learett, Lauren Learett, Madison Mackey, Azriel Melanson, John Michel, Jackson Morrow, Chandler Parfait, Ali Pontief, Carmen Richard, Kira Richard, Lily Smith, and Brandon Trish. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get Miss Megan in on the end over there.
Yeah, scoot down a little bit more.
Can you get everybody?
Maybe some of the shorter ones get in front. Y'all might have to condense in a little bit so you can, condense in. Not gonna be, condense in a little more. Some of the, yeah, some of the, just file in front, get in front.
And guys, you can turn to the side a little bit and stand close to each other.
Somebody let the taller ones stand back. Kind of squeeze in. Okay, there you go.
Jules, you directed traffic pretty good.
Any parents want to come up and take pictures? Y'all want in? Get in.
Take
Well,
pictures.
y'all can take a picture.
Okay, and thank you. And y'all can y'all don't have to stay. Y'all can go study and try to finish the year out strong academically. Thank y'all.
Yes, can we please have the choir the band director come up to the podium, please? We just have a couple lights. And Mr. Jacob. I'm sorry, up to the podium right here. Yes, that's okay. All right, Mr. Darren Guidry.
Well, I kind of wanted, before everybody leaves, I guess they already left, but
That's enough of them to tell us.
I wanted the parents who are actively involved, who help out with this, would you raise your hands?
All of them.
You see these guys?
All of them.
This sport is not just a sport for the kids, but it is a sport for the parent. You know, I was actively involved in this sport not too long ago, if you remember. And you guys need to be commended just as much as the kids, because when the indoor percussion has to set up, the parents have to rush in within a certain amount of seconds, set everything up, together with the kids perform, then the parents have to hurry up and rush it off. So I think it's as much a parent competition as a child competition. I don't want to take anything away from the kids, but thanks parents for helping out. Congratulations. Y'all deserve a bronze as well. Thank you.
And they received one. And they received one, they did.
Thank you, Mr. Guidry, and congratulations. I'm a little junior band mom, and so we just finished our first year of fifth grade band, and we've learned so much, and we look forward to being like you guys and what role models for the little ones. We really appreciate you guys helping out, and we look forward to band camp this summer. You guys have a good summer, okay?
Thank y'all
Thank
so
you so
much.
You're welcome. Item B has been pulled, but I'll go ahead and read it. A presentation by Ms. Laura Hughes with Fleur de Lis Development regarding their 2023 Economic Development Plan in Terrebonne Parish. Item C, a resolution approving the issuance of not exceeding $15,500,000 of Hospital Service District 1 of the Parish of Terrebonne, State of Louisiana Hospital Revenue Refunding Bonds, Terrebonne General Health System Project for the purpose of refunding the outstanding Series 2013 bonds of the district, funding a reserve fund if necessary, and paying costs of issuance of the bonds and providing for other matters in connection there. We have a motion by Mr. Dirk Guidry and a second by Mr. Daniel Babin. Members, please vote your machines. We have 8 yeas. Motion passes. Item D, a resolution ordering and calling a special election to be held in the parish of Terrebonne, State of Louisiana, to reauthorize the levy of a special tax therein, making application to the State Bond Commission in connection therewith, and providing for the matters in connection therewith. Moved by Mr. Daniel Babin. Second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. Eight yeas, motion passes. Item E, a resolution authorizing the parish president to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office to provide police vehicles for school resource officers outside of the city limits, and authorizing the parish president to execute any and all documents necessary to transfer those vehicles to the sheriff's office. Moved by Mr. Dirk Guidry, second by Mr. Daniel Babin. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas. Motion passes. Item 2, public wishes to address the council. We have one speaker card. Ms. Sherry Champon, would you come up to? Ms. Sherry would like to speak about 5G tower safety and regulations.
Hello. So my name is Sherry Champagne. I live here in Terrebonne Parish. I am also the founder and director of You Be the Change. I am a victims advocate and a child advocate here in the parish and throughout Louisiana. When I was here last time, we addressed the 5G towers. I am here to share with you a little more information because after I finished speaking, there was clearly some misinformation. And so I wanted to clear that up and to request more safety guideline compliance in Terrebonne Parish. The FCC has a 25-year regulation. They were recently court ordered to update their safety regulation. Obviously, it being 25 years old, that does not include 5G. 5G is not a family tree of this cell phone. It is the levels and the years of which it has been around. 5G requires radiation to carry the frequency. 1, 2, 3, and 4 do not. Therefore, we have these towers that have put throughout the parish that do not have the regulation compliance that is actually required to have these towers. So after speaking with zoning, and the last time that I was here, and readdressing the issue with zoning, there is no compliance information for a tower that is on 4005A Greatwood Street and or many other towers around the parish. There has been no updated information for this since the last council meeting and before. There is no safety guidance. There is no safety regulation on these towers. So therefore, we have no idea what the radiation levels of these electromagnetic frequencies are. So for the parish, we need to understand the dangers of this. We cannot just assume that the FCC regulations protect our community, because they do not. We have had these two towers tested ourselves. They far emit, and they are emitting far more the radiation than any other tower in the parish. And the actual person that was testing it said he was not going to stay there. He had to leave because the radiation coming off of this tower is so much more than most of them. So zoning does not have any of this regulation for this tower or many others. We must address this immediately. This is a public health condition. We have a public health emergency going on right now with these towers. If indeed we have no documented information or data, safety data for the radiation coming from these towers. So if you understand the dangers that are coming from these towers, it is imperative that you act immediately, because the families under these towers are having quite a bit of health issues. There's the cancer levels, we have no idea what they will be. However, if we do nothing, that's going to be absolutely detrimental to the community. So it is very imperative that we act immediately, and we cannot just assume that FCC.
Motion to extend.
We have a motion to extend by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines.
Okay, so when we say that the FCC regulated this, those regulations are 25 years old plus. So the safety guidelines that we are now adhering to from the FCC are actually, they do not apply to 5G at all. So when we say that we have safety within these towers, we do not. There is no data to any of these towers that can prove that they are safe in Terrebonne Parish. There just is not. It's not available to myself. It's not available to zoning. And it's unfortunately not available to you because it does not exist. So you can have a regulation that someone said it is okay because the tower company said so. That is not good enough for the regulatory EPA, whether it be the FCC, the FDA, or NEPA. All of these are regulated for a reason, because this 5G radiation is dangerous. And here we are again, where I'm here in front of our council asking for you to protect the parish. I have made many contacts with several of the important people that I need to make contact with and ask them important questions. I will not name those who have not gotten back with me. And those who did understand the dangers that are going on in Terrebonne Parish. Now, when we do this, I hope and pray that you all will open your mind and educate yourself on the dangers of 5G, and do not just leave it up to the FCC.
All right, we do have Mr. Jules, you took your light off?
Yeah, he wants me to go first.
Okay, all right. Mr. Michel?
We're really not supposed to engage in an exchange at this point because it wasn't on the agenda. But I do want to say that, I would love to see those documented test results from whoever went out and did those tests, outside of this venue. I would really like to see that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Abear?
I did. I did, and I'm going to make a comment, but it's not on the agenda. But I'm going to make a general comment. I'm going to let you know what I've done. But I do have one question. Ms. Schaubon, do you have a cell phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, just so you'll know, we don't take anything lightly, and I think I'm pretty thorough. I'm not saying I'm infallible, but we went to work on this. The FCC regulates the safety of environmental concerns. We do not have authority over it. We would get sued on it if we did. There is an avenue for any interested person who believes there's a violation. They have to file a petition with the FCC, and NEPA is correct. But NEPA's got guidelines. You can't go in there you gotta have valid experts to be able to prove and disprove, all right? These phones all over the world, not just this country. Number two is the safety regulations do govern 5G. You can go to the FCC's website. You can pull up all their information on the safety. It's there. The other thing is, I would share this with, if she wants, the particular division, if she wants to contact them, with the FCC is engineering and technology. We did write them. I wrote them a few weeks ago, and guess what? I got an answer yesterday. And specifically about these two towers. And it's an Altel tower and it's an American tower. And they said that as far as they're concerned, there's no safety hazard and they were not going to investigate it. With regards to compliance, it is up to the tower companies to give you the information. So last night, and Mr. Amadei is on the email and Mr. Pulaski, they gave us the identification numbers for both towers. I sent, and they have their safety email where you send it. I sent an email to both the American Tower Company owns one of them, and Altel that owns the other one. One of the things the FCC explained in its response, and I think, John, you read it and saw it, that tower, one's tower is, I believe, 85 or 75 feet, the other one's 100. What they said is that it's not the tower, it's the antenna. The antenna is 100 feet in the air. The signals travel like this. So they said if you got to the top at 100 feet and you got within 20 feet or close to the signal, then you could possibly be at risk from emissions. But as far as everything that I've read and everything that I've been over, just to look to put this away because we're letting this go on TV, everything that I've seen is that 5G is safe. Okay, 5G is just a generation. Okay, that's all it is. It's the generation. I just want you to understand what's being run. Behind you is being run. Every school, business, homes, everything's running off of 5G, off of the internet now. Okay, so what they do is the signals come from the big towers, they go to the smaller towers, then they go in it, they just jump where I see they jump them so that the signals can reach and that people got appropriate service. Okay, and here's my personal opinion. This is where you're getting the signal from. This is a lot closer than being in the tower. So if you're really concerned, the first thing I think you do is get rid of your phone. Okay, now what some people have done is they've gone to people that, and I'm not that are fearful of it, instead of doing this, they got earphones. So they don't put the phone next to it. They use the, what do you call those little white things you put in your ears? I don't know. iPod, okay, whatever it is. Okay, I don't put them in my ear. But that's what they use because they have some concern about the phones. So everything that I've seen, we got a response. It just so happened, Ms. Champon's here tonight. We got the response last night. I immediately went and took the next step. I sent an email to Altel Safety Department. They told us who to do it. I left the email attached from the FCC that Chris and I left it because they said they should give it to you. There should be no reason why they should not tell you if they're in compliance or not. So we should find out shortly, okay, that whether or not they're going to respond on these two towers, whether or not there is in response or not. And we're going overboard. Again, we cannot regulate those towers, okay? Those environmental regulations, and it is clear case after case after case, and I've written an opinion on it, that is done by the FCC, okay? But there is a mechanism, if anybody believes that the technology that they are proving based upon Dober accepted scientific, what I'm saying, not just what anybody thinks, but you have to go out and get the scientists. If you think you can go beat that and to get those licenses revamped because of safety concern, they can petition. She can petition the FCC, but she's got to have valid scientists. Okay, now, I don't think, I mean, the only thing I can say is it would be novel because the ones I've seen have not won. Now, it's not, and they got groups around the country that are doing this, few, okay, but I haven't seen where they've won. So I just want to let you know we have not taken this lightly, okay? We checked, but there's only limited things that we can do, okay? Thank you. And the other one thing I wanted to state was,
This information should have been available. This should have been already done. It should have been available.
Mr. Aber, can we please put this on the agenda once you get those reports, because
Once I get the report,
this is not a conversation right now for us to have, because it hasn't been on the agenda. We haven't properly notified people.
that is
However, I think
correct.
it's something that people are interested in, and I'd like to have the conversation. But once you get the reports, could we put that on the agenda?
That, absolutely.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Absolutely.
Abear.
Absolutely.
Mr. Michelle?
One comment.
No, it's
What,
enough.
and we're not supposed to be talking about this, contrary to what it appears, okay?
Mhm.
But in the future, if you want to discuss this and you want to put it, and you want to come up here and discuss it, contact Miss Tammy, a week in advance. Have her put it on the agenda under public wishing to address the council and state what it is. Once it's on the agenda, then we can discuss it and we can go back and forth a little bit if we need to, okay? But it has to be on the agenda stated in advance according to open meetings laws. Okay, thank you, Ms. Champagne.
Mr. Michelle, just for record, because I don't know if she clearly understood. He's not saying that they don't want to take it up. What he's trying to say is it can't be taken up, just you come in and put your name without putting it on the agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah, so put it on, if you want dialogue back and forth, put it on the agenda so everybody can know about it and come, and then it can be discussed.
Right, absolutely. And I will do that again if it helps, because I tried and it didn't.
Okay, well, thank you. It sounds like Mr. Jules is going to put it on the agenda once he gets those reports, and so we'll definitely let you know. Thank you. Okay. Item C, committee reports. Public Services Committee, Mr. Carl Harding. Please press your button, Mr. Harding. Okay. Press it again. I'm sorry.
Test, 1, 2, 3. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Service Committee held on May 22nd, 2023, and I have 3 public hearings. The first, giving notice of an intent to adopt the ordinance to authorize the parish president to execute on the behalf of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government a lease agreement with Terrebonne Men's Carnival Club Incorporated for the former agriculture center at the home of Terrebonne Airport, which will replace the existing and current lease former agriculture center and home of Terrebonne Airport to continue to provide for livestock and agriculture fair exhibit, rodeo, horse shows, and recreational events that are open to the public, and all public hearings on said matter on Wednesday, June 14, 20.
Mr. Abear, if you want to have that conversation, can we have it outside? It's disturbing everyone up here. Sorry, Mr. Harding.
Yes, and that item will be discussed in public hearing Wednesday, June 14, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. The second public hearing would be giving notice of intent to adopt the ordinance authorizing the parish president to perform due diligence inspections and acquire on the behalf of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, Terrebonne Parish partial numbers 20809 and 208142. Situated at 7910 Main Street, Homer, LA 70360, plus the parking lot situated at the corner of Roussel and Belanger Street, currently owned by Hancock Bank, authorizing the execution of any purchase agreements, acts, sales, and other documents necessary and are reasonable to facilitate same, and authorizing the parish president to execute on behalf of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government an agreement and any other necessary documents with Louisiana Office of Community Development to obtain the facility funding for the purpose and said immovable property, and call for public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, June 14, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. Finally, number 3, giving notice of intent to adopt an ordinance to approve an ad valorem tax exemptions for Alexander Ryan Marine and Safety LLC, application number 20200524-ITE, and call for a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday. On Wednesday, it should be June 24 or 14, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
We have a motion by Mr. Harding and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. We have 7 yeas, motion passes. Item B, Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Dirk Gidry.
I'll make a motion to the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee meeting held on May 22nd, 2023, and I have two public hearings. One, giving notice of intent to adopt an ordinance to appropriate funds relative to for the adoption of the operating and capital budgets for the Terrebonne Council on Aging Incorporated, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. The second one is given notice of intent to adopt an ordinance to amend the 2023 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. One, Houma Police Department, $29,947. Houma Police Department, $495. Houma Fire Department, $12,000. Parish Transportation Fund, $200,000. Section 8 vouchers, $1,268,784. HUD CDBG recovery, $358,000. American Rescue Plan flock cameras, $250,000. General Fund Business Public Cemetery, $52,400, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
We have a motion by Mr. Dirk Gidry and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. Mr. John Amity, you have a light?
Next thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have 7 yeas. Motion passes. Community Development and Planning Committee, Mr. John Amity.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Community Development and Planning Committee held on May 22nd, 2023, and I have 3 public hearings. The first is giving notice of intent to adopt an ordinance to dedicate and accept the maintenance operation of the streets, drainage servitudes, and rights of way for Benjamin Estates Phase 1, energize and accept the streetlights and to incorporate Benjamin Drive and the extensions of Calumet Street and Oakley Avenue into the enhanced 911 emergency response system for the purpose of providing a better means of locating addresses and calling a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. The second is given notice of intent to adopt an ordinance to dedicate and accept the maintenance operation of the streets, drainage servitude, sewer, and rights of way for Adley Oaks subdivision Phase B, energize and accept the streetlights and to incorporate Goldfinch Drive and Owl Drive and the extensions of Adley Avenue, Oriole Street, and Kingfisher Drive into the enhanced 911 emergency response system for the purpose of providing a better means of locating addresses and calling a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. And third is giving notice of intent to adopt an ordinance to dedicate and accept the maintenance operation of the streets, drainage servitudes, gas, and rights of way for West Manchester subdivision, addendum number 3, Phase B, energize and accept the streetlights, and to incorporate the extension of Exeter Run into the enhanced 911 emergency response system for the purpose of providing a better means of locating addresses and calling a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
We have a motion by Mr. John Amity and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. We have 7 yeas. Motion passes. Item D, Policy, Procedure, and Legal Committee, Mr. Gerald Michel.
Thank you. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Policy, Procedure, and Legal Committee held on May 22nd, 2023, and I have absolutely no public hearings.
We have a motion by Mr. Michel and a second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines. Seven yeas, motion passes. Item 4, streetlights. As per by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. We have 7 yeas, motion passes. Item 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. Recreation District 2-3 Board, 1 expired term on May 31st, 2023, and 1 vacancy due to resignation. Miss Teresa McCormick expresses her interest in being reappointed.
I can open, close, and appoint Ms. Therese McCormick and hold over the other vacancies.
We have a motion to open, close, and appoint Miss McCormick and hold over the other one by Mr. Michel, second by Mr. Darren Gidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 7 yeas, motion passes. Item B, Recreation District 9 Board, one expired term on June 8th, 2023. Mr. Robert Lejeune expresses his interest in being reappointed.
Motion to open, close, and appoint Mr. LaShawn?
Motion to open, close, and appoint Mr. Lejeune by Mr. Darian Guidry, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. Seven yeas, motion passes. Item C, Consolidated Water District Number 1 Board, three expiring terms. One expiring term on June 24th, 2023, representing Council District Number 9 Board, and two expiring terms on June 30th, 2023, one representing each of the following: Council District Number 7 and Council District Number 8. Mr. Craig A. Luke, representing Council District Number 7, submits application and resume for consideration. Mr. Dwayne C. Hornsby, representing District Number 9, submits application and resume for consideration.
Motion to open, close, and appoint Mr. Luke to District 7 and Mr. Hornsby to District 9 and hold the other one over.
Second.
We have a motion to appoint Mr. Hornsby and Mr. Luke by Mr. Dirk Guidry, a second by Mr. Gerald Michel, and to hold one over. Members, and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. Seven yeas. We have a light by Mr. Carl Harding. Mr.
Yeah.
Harding?
Yes, Mr. Luke is going to District 7. Mr. Hornsby is going to District 8, and what's being held over is District 8.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Luke's in the audience. Would you like to come up?
Hang on a second.
Let's.
Craig.
We have to turn on your mic.
You turn it on, or I turn, you got it. Gotcha. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I thought it was important for me to maybe say a couple of words. First of all, Craig Luke, 103 Georgia Girl Drive. This in the Grand Caillou Dulac community. First of all, thank you all for having the confidence in me to appoint me to the position. What I wanted to say that I thought was important, I want to congratulate and thank Mr. Chester Wazan for his 12-plus years of exemplary service. And I look forward to working with the board and Mr. Sober and his staff. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Luke. Item 6, vacancies to various boards, committees, and commissions. Recreation District Number 2-3 Board, one vacancy due to resignation. Recreation District Number 7 Board, one expired term on June 24th, 2023. Consolidated Water Works, one expired term on June 30th, 2023, representing Council District Number 8. Item 7, announcements. Is there any announcements for the parish president? Mr. Toops.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. On behalf of President Dove, I'd like to announce that the project to change the signs on government towers began today. The new signs are going to be LED. They are going to be much, much nicer than the old signs, which were the old fluorescent type bulbs. And the contractor said his hopes are to finish it before the end of the month. So if you see on the side facing Barrow Street, they've actually started hanging the letters, and both seals are up on the sign on Barrow Street and facing Main Street. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toops. Mr. Michel.
Thank you. And Mr. Toops, thank you for that information. It's so good to finally start seeing some stuff happening after Ida. It's a long haul with the insurance companies and with FEMA and everything, and it's just nice to see. And with the difficulty in getting contractors to do the work. So and that's not the only thing. There's several things that are starting to happen around town that we see some of the stuff that's been damaged since Ida that's starting to be corrected. So that's wonderful to see. And always, as usual, I implore upon the people who are able to go out and give blood. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Michel. Mr. Dirk Guidry.
Yeah, I'd like to ask everyone to remember Monday as Memorial Day for all our veterans that have left this earth and have protected us for so many years. So there's a program also at the Military Museum at 11 o'clock on Mondays if anybody would like to go. So thank you to the veterans.
Thank you, Mr. Guidry. Mr. Carl Harding.
Yeah, I would like to give kudos to the people that's clearing up all of the debris out of Bayou Terrebonne. I've had several meetings for that and had some people come off duty to go out to go to the public to get them to understand that the process took us some time, but I'm proud to see that the work is going on pretty good in Bayou Terrebonne. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harding.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. John Amity, a second by Mr. Dirk Guidry. Members, vote your machines.
Unless you want to speak.
Good night, everyone.